Hi guys. So there's supposed to be a movie reaction going up to Kikujiro. That's probably a bad pronunciation, but that's all I've got. But it was fully blocked and is not going to be visible, so that's a cool use of my time. But I did really enjoy the movie, and I had a lot to say at the end of it, so I'm just gonna kind of say that now, and we're gonna have this in lieu of a full movie reactions, because there won't be one this week apparently. Um, so yeah, I did really enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the little group of like friends and the friendship that they made with the two biker guys and the dude in the van who was writing poetry and wanted to write a novel, and I was like, that's so cool. I liked him. They were really fun, and I like how they like just wanted to have fun with the kid and make sure like he had a good day. I don't know if they knew the whole backstory of what had like happened with his mom. But yeah, it was really nice of them to just like all come together and play stupid games and be really ridiculous. And just have a good time for the kid. Also, I want to actually know what happened, like what was going on with his mom, because that definitely was his mom at the house where there was the man and the little kid who was younger than Masao. Again, pronunciation is just gonna be bad. We're gonna have to take it. Because I'm not sure, like if that was her husband and that was their kid, because like the dad and the kid, I think it was a boy, like went off together, like they were gonna go have a beach day, and she stayed at home. So I'm wondering like if she's a nanny, and or like a some kind of housekeeper thing. Like I don't know. I'm wondering if she works for them in some form, and didn't like get remarried or married and have another child and basically like leave her son. I think she was still like sending money to them though. I feel like her mom would have been like, what are you doing? So I just don't know. I don't know, and there was no clarity, and he didn't go back and talk to them, which I wasn't surprised, but like there there is I'm not convinced on what is actually going on with her. So yeah, I want to know what actually happened there. And I did like Kikujiro's. I'm so sorry. It's really bad pronunciation. I know nothing about the Japanese language though, like absolutely, literally nothing. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just bad. It's probably bad, but that's okay. I liked his evolution because I do really like watching character growth, but I also like it being really realistic, which his was. So I really appreciated that because dude was just like angry. He was an angry guy. And he started off like losing all of their money on bets, but then he still took this kid to not see his mom. Like they still went there, and they like hitchhiked and like slept in a bus stop, and like he still was gonna get this kid there, so that was nice. But then they like played on the beach and held hands and were like having fun with these other people. Like he was kind of slowly opening up, and I don't know, not necessarily like he was still him. He was still like pretty abrasive as a person, and kind of like commanding, which I don't understand why people did whatever he said, but they did, so I guess that's good for him. But so he was still that way, but he kind of like opened up to the kid, and was a little bit nicer, and they were talking about maybe going on another adventure again. And so I like that kind of, he's still him, but there's this like crack, and there's this opening, and there's this like little bit of joy coming out without it injuring and hurting other people, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. So I did really like that. It was a very natural evolution and believable evolution and kind of change in him. I do want to know more of his backstory. I feel like I watch movies and I'm like, I just want more. Because there was really only that small sentence about his mom and that she had left him, and then he goes to see his mom, and he doesn't talk to her, which I wasn't really surprised. When I watched it, I was kind of like, oh, I wish he would have. But then kind of going back while I was editing, I was like, maybe it was better, because I feel like she either wouldn't have talked to him, or she would have maybe like been angry, or just not cared, and he was not at a point to be able to take that as a kind of closure, or to see that as like her pain that he doesn't have to hold on to anymore. And so I think it would have probably just been more detrimental to him to actually go talk to her, versus with just walking away. That was all completely like in his hands. He's like, okay, I came here to see her, and now I'm like, you know what, no, I don't want this. I don't want any part of this, for whatever reason it was. And I think that was better for him to do. So I'm glad he didn't talk to his mom, but I want to know like more about what happened. I wonder if it was just that, literally just his mom leaving, and like that was everything that really sent him on the path of being who he is, or if there was more in there that happened, or more that happened like before she left. Like, I just want to know more. I was also kind of worried, and still kind of am. Again, this is a movie, but and there's no follow-up, about his influence on the kid, Masao, whatever, however you say his name, because I feel like he, the kid's young. He's like, wow, 7, 8, maybe, I don't know. He's young and very impressionable, because he will be for like the next 15 years of his life, no matter how old he is, or longer. And so I was kind of worried too that if they do spend more time together, it could be a very good thing, but also the kid could kind of pick up some of those traits and like that anger and like that bullying, and so that kind of worried me too. But he is a very quiet and shy kid, and so that could kind of just like really stay the standout of who he is. So who knows? Who knows what happened? But yeah, I think that was kind of all I had to say about it. I was really sad like learning that his mom like had to leave, because you've seen that like happening a lot, and it's really sad that like parents have to go to some other city to work this job that pays a little bit better, but they don't have childcare there, or they're not home enough to be with their child, and so their child has to go live with these family members so they can work in this city to send them money and see them like once, twice a year. Like, how terrible of a situation is that? Like, I am so lucky to be able to like go home to my parents every single night. Like, my parents came home to me every single night, or whatever house I was at, because my mom and dad got divorced. But they were always there. And like, if my mom and stepdad like had plans one weekend, or like my dad had work one weekend, like we would just stay like at the others, and like there was always a parent to go to, which was really nice. And like, I'm lucky to have grown up with that, and it's really sad that some people don't have that, and not because their parents don't love them or don't want them, but because they literally like can't have them in a safe environment, where they need to work, and then it's terrible. It really is terrible. I feel really bad for people that are in those situations, and I'm glad I wasn't in one, but that was definitely one of the things like I felt really bad about when I was watching the beginning of the movie. So yes, I think that was everything I had to say. That was kind of the big things that I went through in the video. So I don't hope this works in lieu of a full movie reactions, and hopefully the one next week we'll be able to watch. So I will see you there, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend and a great week, and bye.